What is up, everyone? It is Dreek here, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be going over Fire Spirit Cookie and his build. So let's go right into Fire Spirit Cookie. Let's look at his skill first. So Fire Spirit Cookie flies towards his enemies, scorching his path and dealing periodic damage. Afterwards, he causes flame explosion, dealing damage and inflicting explosive burn on enemies. Next, Fire Spirit Cookie channels his fire energy to launch a fire orb at the nearest enemy, causing area damage and chain explosion to nearby targets, ending when there are no more targets. The Guardian of Fire applies Wall of Fire, with buff that he has, on the team at the start of the battle. Additionally, his skill will be amplified when entering a battle with other fire-type cookies. The more cookies, the stronger his skill. This as well down here, the multiplier. If Fire Spirit Cookie is defeated in battle, he will spawn the Flame Hydras, and they like songs. And he is resistant to burn and explosive burn. So the flame damage is 1,000% of his attack times the number of fire-type cookies on the team. So that is multiplicative if you have other fire-type cookies on the team. His flame explosion periodic damage, which that's from the flames, that is 7 hits over 3.5 seconds, and that's 250% per hit. Obviously, bypass. Explosive burn damage, 53.6% damage every 0.3 seconds for 6 seconds, and that's 20 times. Stacks up to 2 times, and damage resist bypass on that is 40%. The fire orb is 500% of his damage. The chain explosion is 400% of his damage, and it's also there's the bypass, and also gives him a damage buff, which, I mean, is weakness on the other cookie, on the other enemies. Wall of Fire is that debuff. It gives damage resist and an HP shield. And Quenchable Flames, that is his revive. Revive once is 70% HP, cooldown reset, 2 seconds invulnerability, so kind of like Vampire, but actually revived with a lot of HP. Flame Hydra has 25 hits, which is kind of like the Prune Juice summon, and there can only be 5 summoned for at a certain time. Flame Hydra burn is 91% of attack. Flame Hydras do a lot of damage. It's pretty good. And there's the multiplication for the number of fire-type cookies that will help his skill get better. So let's get right into the build. So the build is going to be something that you really don't expect on a damage-dealing cookie. It's actually going to be a 35 cooldown build. And why that is because whenever Fire Spirit Cookie uses his skill, he dodges the enemy attacks. And that's going to be helping a lot. That's going to help with the survivability. It's going to help with his damage. And the damage resist bypass you don't really need. You don't need a damage resist bypass. It's because he already has the 40% in his skill. It's just insane. It's just Fire Spirit Cookie is just so insanely good. He's so insanely strong. Look at the attack. My attack might be insanely high because he's max promoted, but it's over 200k. It's insane. For his topping specifically, you're gonna want 28% damage resist, around 13 cooldown with the topping tart. There's a topping tart cooldown, which I'll look at in a little bit. And the attack and crit, just get those as the third subset as well. Not really required, but very much needed if you do want to do high amounts of damage. So the topping tart I do have on is around 5% cooldown, which means without it, I have around 8.8% cooldown on my normal toppings. And let's just put it back on. Now I have 13%. The mix is why I am able to run 35 cooldown with a full raspberry set, therefore maximizes damage, and also help with the maximum amount of cooldown that you need. I am actually over the cooldown cap, so with a 4.5 Choco topping tart, you really only need 7.9% cooldown on toppings, plus, well, you do need a lot on the biscuit as well. My biscuit is really, really good. I pulled this straight from Guild Battle, so if you don't really have a full cooldown biscuit, that's what you need. Try to roll one. You should have one for Guild Battle, for Wedding Cake and Shadow Milk. But yeah, you can use that biscuit here for your Fire Spirit. So now he's so strong, we can solo 1730. So I'll show you what the skill does. So starting out, 3-second start, which is pretty crucial. So there's the charge, and there's all the flames. We won't see the orb here because I one-shotted the enemies. Speed that up. All right. The orb is actually behind the obstacle. You'll see it more clearly. So here is the first part, charge. Does damage. There's the burn. There's the orb. It's just insane damage. And then as soon as it's done, he goes right back up because of the 6-second cooldown. Only has 6 seconds out of anything, and then he goes right back up. It's just so much damage. It's so much damage. And the reason why you want to use the rapid firing cooldown, so he does the damage what's needed and just absolutely just demolishes the enemy without getting hit as much. The survivability key will be an absolute factor because his cooldown is very long. You're going to want to not run damage as bypass as well because, you know, the cooldown is just very key. Well, how long is his cooldown? What is it? 14 seconds? It's still pretty long. But cutting that in half, or even more than half, is crucial to have his survival. Because you really don't want him sitting out in the battlefield for maybe like 10 seconds. He's going to get one shot by a Shadow Milk, by a Burning Spice. you want to have him in the air as much as possible. So yeah, that's actually just pretty much it for Fire Spirit. He is absolutely broken. There will be arena teams coming this weekend, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys have a good day, and goodbye.
짜잔. Yeah.
Anywho, feel free, I guess, to subscribe to Dreek for more pro videos.